everyone. This is Father Marcin and another Conversations with Father Marcin. Today we'll talk a little bit, this weekend we'll talk a little bit about finances, because it's the time when as a pastor and as a finance councils we need to give the report to our parishes. And we'll do this in two different ways. St. Teresa of Calcutta, we pre-recorded some message, and for St. James Parish, we have people live, and in this way, together we'll discuss a little bit. And this weekend, you will find the finance report in our bulletin. And first, we'll go with the clip from St. Teresa of Calcutta Parish.
Hi, I'm Nancy Lestrina, and I'm the leader of Finance and Operations for St. Teresa of Calcutta Parish. I'm joined by a member of our Finance Council. We're here today to speak about the financial health and well-being of our parish. And I'd like to just introduce Kevin Bartol.
Thank you, Nancy. Hi, everyone. I'm Kevin Bartol, and on behalf of the entire Finance Council for St. Teresa of Calcutta, I'd like to take a few moments this morning to provide you with our annual financial update for calendar year 2021. First and foremost, thank you all for your continued generosity. Through your kindness, the total offertory collection for calendar year 2021 amounted to $699,817, which represents the largest category of income for our parish. The next most notable income was that of the parish's investments, which introduced more than $297,000 worth of income. Collectively, with several other categories of income, the parish's total ordinary income, or income that is taxed at normal rates, amounted to $1,055,337. In contrast, our parish's expenses totaled $1,147,789, which exceeded our income by just over $92,000. However, the difference was negated by other income and expenses, such as realized investment gains, loan forgiveness, depreciation, etc., all of which amounted to a net surplus of $467,716. We are all called to be good stewards of our financial resources, and as a unified finance council, we continue to work diligently to ensure the monies with which we have are used wisely to further the Church's mission in establishing and deepening the faith of all people. Again, on behalf of the entire Finance Council, thank you all for your generosity.
Thanks, Kevin. I just wanted to again extend our appreciation from Father Marcin and the entire staff here at St. Teresa of Calcutta for your goodness, your time, your talents, and your resources. And just as importantly as our financial health, our sacramental health was vibrant in 2021. We continue to get requests for the sacrament of marriage, our baptisms of children and young adults, and even adults through our RCIA program. I would just like to end with thanking each and every one of you, and just acknowledging our merger that began last year with St. James Parish, and our anticipation of the culmination of that into one unified Manchester Catholic community moving forward. Thank you.
Hello, and we have two guests on Conversations with Father Marcin, and I would like to introduce you to Marissa Howard, who is our business manager in St. James Parish, and Nick Roy, who is one of the members of our Finance Council. Thank you for coming, and thank you for being this way that we can spend some time together. We're supposed to record this message, but snow didn't help us, and this way we are using this tool to be together and talk a little bit about finances, in our parish. If you can say a few words about yourselves, in this way, the whole Manchester will know who you are.
Thanks, Father. My name is Marissa Howard, and I have been an employee of St. James Church for the last 10 years in the capacity of the business manager. and it has certainly been a wonderful experience. And I'm looking forward to, as we move forward, to joining both St. Teresa, to joining both churches in the merger.
Yeah, thank you. And Nick.
Nick Roy. I have two daughters that go to St. James School. One is now in high school, one is an 8th grader. I'm a former school board president. My wife Jennifer and I and family are members of St. James Parish and current member of the St. James Finance Committee.
Yeah, and thank you very much. Talking about numbers in the church is not easy sometimes, correct? Because it's very hard subject, but once a year we are coming together to talk a little bit about finances and to assure people that, every money what comes to, to the parish is well spent, in our parishes. And it's very interesting because between St. Teresa and St. James, the income is close, is $699,000 in St. Teresa and 740,000 in St. James, which is, the income is close, and we are so grateful for this. This is something what people, they are generous, in both parishes, and I believe that you would like to share the joy what I have, how much people they are supporting our parishes.
We are very grateful.
One of the concerns as everybody had at the beginning of the pandemic was obviously coming from the finances was what's going to happen. We had a lot of unknowns with the parish and the school, and where we sit almost 2 years later is almost a stronger church, parish community. The school is doing excellent, and it's all thanks to your donations and your generosity throughout this.
Yeah, and as a new pastor, I have to say, that our buildings, they are in good shape, and and through that generosity of people, and during the pandemic, and coming of the new pastor, I would like to say here also Father, Kavanaugh, for his tremendous work of many years in St. James Parish, and it's very hard, because you are always worried about, to have enough money to pay, your employees, to pay the staff, to pay for, the needs of the parish. But here in Manchester, we are so blessed because of the generosity of people. And this one, I would like to be very clear and very thankful. I have this kind of rule that I don't talk a lot about money during the liturgy, because I have this philosophy: if people, they will see that we are working hard and we are spending the money in the right way, people, they will see this, and I don't know, from the perspective of the parishioner and employee, what do you think? Yeah, it's very, very important. And also, like Nick, you have kids in our school. This is another thing what is very important for the parish, to make sure that the school is doing well. And we are the part of this, the biggest Catholic school system in Connecticut, here in Manchester. And
Yep, with the merger, it's only going to strengthen the school systems. We've had tremendous financial support from both the St. James Foundation and parishioners, parents that have been able to donate. Everyone's really stepped up and looked after each other in this community, and it's allowed us to come out of this stronger. I really see a lot of synergies in our schools, in our parishes, as we work together to merge into one Catholic community in here in Manchester.
Yeah, it's very important that we have this support. And also, it's some pain. Also, I would like to touch this, of this merger, because merger is always something what is unknown, correct? I wish that it will be like well prepared, like is well prepared, but that we'll know what will be happening, how the world will be going, how investments they will be going, how well-being of people will be going. And this is something what is very hard to predict. And like parish finances, they are kind of speculative, speculative budget. It's not that you can design the budget like, in some for-profit organization, but we are so blessed here, and I would like to say thank you to everyone, and yeah, let's work hard. Let's work hard, and to make this working here in Manchester. And do you have any other, words of wisdom what you would like to share with the parish? And
No, I think we can't thank everyone enough for being where we sit today, where I thought, all the anxiety that we had almost 2 years ago, and just as we were approaching this pandemic and what lied ahead with the budget, finances, staffing, going remote in our schools. It was a tremendous undertaking. And then in the middle of all that, we've been working towards this merger, and we've had our changes in our parishes and our pastors. And Father Marcin, I want to thank you for being able to handle all of that. I know it hasn't been easy running back and forth with masses and making sure that you're trying to keep everybody happy. But also want to thank Father Kavanaugh for all that he's done at St. James. I know it's probably been very easy for you to be able to step in and not have to worry about major repairs that have had to happen as we've been able to take care of a lot of those major projects under the direction and lead of Father Kavanaugh. And we are in a very good place and very blessed and very thankful.
yeah, and also Marissa, if you can share a little bit about, Catholic Charities, this is another big project what we have in Manchester, and I believe that it will be great for all of us that, we'll be focusing who the Catholic Church is, is the one who is serving those who are in need.
Yes, right now we will be leasing our Assumption School to Catholic Charities in order for them to use it for a day center for family disabled adults. And they have begun doing some work there to get ready to do that. And we're grateful that the church property can be used by another Catholic organization. And we're still holding Mass at Assumption, but the school is also being used. And that's very important. And I think that's very important for our community, for Catholics in Manchester to continue to do that.
Yeah, thank you very much for this. And I would like also, during this conversations with Father Marcin, not to talk only about the money, but something what is important to me. And I believe that, you will join with me with prayer. I am talking every day with my parents in Poland, and the war is like 200 miles away from my home, in Poland. And I believe that, is a lot of prayers is needed, and not only, for the peace in the world, but that the peace in the small communities, what we have. And yeah, it's very hard to be here, like I have to say, and knowing that, your parents and your brothers and families, or, these young boys, who are going on the war, my brother shared with me that, his friends from Ukraine just left, his work and went, to fight for the country, and yeah, I would like that, that we'll pray together, and this weekend will be, the weekend of prayer, for all of us. And doesn't matter, what our believings, political believings are, what our, our background is, how we are seeing the world. I think that the world today needs peace, and we need to start, from our families, from our communities, and from countries. I don't know if you like to share a little bit about it. I put that on this subject, and I don't know if you like. It's very personal for me, but I don't know if you like to share a little bit.
Well, we hope and pray that cooler heads will prevail and we can get back to peace as quickly as possible, and have everybody return to their communities. I know there's a lot of refugees that are heading towards Poland from Ukraine, and that's going to be a bit of a humanitarian crisis for them. And we pray that this can end quickly, and Russia can move back and let folks go back to their peace.
Yeah, it seems like the Poland is preparing for, like, with the United States. This one we have to say clearly, because there's a lot of officials there in Poland now from the United States. Like in my case, is that by both longs of life, being citizen of of the United States, what I am proud of, and being the citizen of Poland, like, it's very great to see this collaboration. Yeah, they are looking for 1 million to 2 million people, to be accepted to Poland in a short time. And yeah, I would like to ask, all of us to pray that, the peace will come back, and that we'll be living in the world that everyone will be respected, and everyone will have peace and love and hope. And this is what I wanted to conclude our conversations with Father Marcin. And thank you very much, Marissa, and thank you very much, Nick, for being with me. And this is the first time, on conversation with Father Marcin, but for sure not the last one, because I think that we need to use this tool, to communicate with people, the great people of Manchester and beyond, because we are not serving only Manchester. We have parishioners from 18 different, towns, and because we are using this Manchester Catholic community doesn't mean that it's only Manchester. It's beyond, and we want to serve Jesus, the best way how we can, and make peace and bring peace into this world through prayer, worship, and through being one family of believers. Thank you very much for this, and now we'll conclude this conversations with Father Marcin.
Thank you, Father, and thank you, everyone.
Okay.
All right, Father.
Yeah, I think was